A hockey bench is an interesting place. Camaraderie, occasionally downing a pack of mustard in between shifts, dodging pucks, the usual stuff. But there is an emerging trend that could be disturbing. Just what the hell are these guys sniffing on the bench? Is it harmful? And how is it perfectly okay with the league and society that is hyper-conscious to both drugs and performance enhancers? We will answer all of these questions, including me sniffing it myself, and that's coming up right after this short film. Yeah, it's a tough job making sure fellas manscape, but someone's got to do it.
What a moron, scratching his junk on a lunch date. He's not manscaping. Someone needs to trim down these bushes.
People wonder why I became a PI. Well, Manscaped has the best clippers out there with ceramic, non-rusting blades, and it's my job to make sure people use them properly.
Dick, I'm so worried. I found pubes everywhere. I think my man's cheating on me.
Oh, honey, your man is just using Lawnmower 2.0. At 5,000 RPMs, he's trimming his junk better than ever before. Relax. He's got something special planned for you.
In my line of work, you get lots of secret information, like how you can go to manscaped.com and check out their replenishment plans and get replacement blades sent right to your house, and also free gifts. And you can choose the frequency. See, Dick Clippers has you covered.
Oh my God, Dick is Manscaped. Thanks, Dick.
Yep, another problem solved. You know I take Venmo. The name is Dick Clip. Hello?
Yeah, so to find me, go to manscaped.com. Enter in my code POINT20 and get 20% off your first order and get free shipping. And we'll even throw this super secret shed travel bag for free. Tell them Dick Clippers, private investigator, sent you. I just want to be clear, I'm not actually looking at anyone's privates. So let's answer what this mysterious substance is that has taken the NHL by storm. No, it's not a powder Mike Richards loves, it's something called ammonium carbonate, or as it's commonly known, smelling salts. The stuff has been around since Roman and Viking times. When smelling salts are inhaled, the body reacts to the ammonia gas, and an inhalation reflex is triggered by literally irritating your nose and lungs. So it's Brad Marchand in powder form? Did I mention they also smell terrible? They are typically used in a clinical setting to combat symptoms of fainting or dizziness, as in most reactions the user is popped up to alertness, jarred into action, or for the most part, woken up. So why do elite athletes who train every day and should be on regimented routines need to inhale a foul-smelling substance before and during a game? Well, let's look and see if they are performance enhancing. The short answer to that, probably no. The jolt a player receives from inhaling the piss-like substance is short and temporary. And to test this, I have some smelling salts that I will use on myself later in this video. Yes, it may look like the players are hanging out in Koozy's Vegas hotel room at 2 a.m., but there does not seem to be any evidence that the salt gives you an edge, nor causes a player to ruin his life. But according to Wikipedia, there are some long-term health risks. Ammonia gas is toxic, and used in large concentrations for prolonged periods of time, it can be fatal. However, the amount used in a capsule is so tiny that really the only expected side effect is burned nostrils. So unless you are Tony Montana with the stuff, the most you're going to get is flared nostrils like Don Cherry every time the storm surge happens. What's interesting is that smelling salts are not actually recommended to be used when a player is knocked unconscious. The player could have a spinal cord injury and the salts may cause them to jerk awake and send them to the doctor for a becchiotomy. Back to our questions. So you don't have to be a genius to play hockey, that's pretty clear, but even hockey players and the NHL have figured out that smelling salts are both harmless and possibly unnecessary. The reason they use smelling salts on the bench can be narrowed down to a few things. Number one, players think they are getting an edge. When everything a player puts in his body from booger sugar to supplements is tested for, athletes want to believe they are taking something legal that is going to give them a boost. And though, again, science says this is short and temporary, that sudden boost in alertness may wake players up or help them focus on the game. Trainers carry smelling salts, and the NHL is perfectly okay with players using them. So who are we to judge? Number two, a little more nefarious use could be to mask concussion symptoms, but really, if you get your bell rung, sniffing salts isn't going to help you pass the concussion protocol. Trained spotters are there to make sure players who have sustained a head injury or are woozy should be evaluated for a noggin blaster. Again, smelling salts are only going to give you a quick jolt, so if you truly did suffer a concussion, they aren't going to mask wooziness or dilated pupils. Plus, any good trainer would not let a player they think just got concussed use smelling salts, so this really isn't a reason. See, that's what we call a decoy. Number 3, finally, the most obvious reason, and probably the best one, is that it's a routine, and players, for as superstitious as they are, don't like to get rid of their rhythm. Players in the NFL also use smelling salts, it's just not as blatantly publicized as in the NHL, mostly because the cameras in football want to capture players talking shit on the sidelines to fans or each other. But in the NHL, smelling salts have become such a part of the players' game time ritual that they are just like a popular fad. And honestly, they are a much better, safer substance than, say, the amphetamines that baseball players were popping like candy in the 70s or whatever the hell else they could be doing. So with all this being said, it's time for me to sniff my own smelling salts and tell you what, if anything, is the effect of these little blasters, and you can see that firsthand. Hopefully I don't turn this into my pre-video routine. Okay, so I have actual smelling salts here. I've never done it before. Apparently you have to crush them and then sniff it, so we're gonna see what happens. I've never done this before. I'm a little nervous. This is gonna suck. Oh. Oh, it's not so bad after the first one. Oh. Oh. There you go. It's terrible. Ugh. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like because I inhaled smelling salts for you. And don't forget to check out manscaped.com and use my code POINT20 for 20% off your first order and free shipping. I'm 5 Points Vids and you made it to my next video.